This episode is sponsored by First Ever Custom. For the best custom-made sportswear, visit fecustom.com. Whether it's footy, basketball, futsal, or something else, First Ever Custom can have your team looking fresh this season. There's no minimum order, and you'll receive your new kits within 15 business days. Get 10% off when you use the discount code SASH10 at checkout. You can find the link on our socials and in the episode description. That's fecustom.com. Guelfi shows polish, Dozer delivers again, Langford goes Lloyd, and the Giants are slain at Marvel. This is the Sash, definitely not the official podcast of the Essendon Football Club. I am your host, Rob, here with you for the Monday review show, and I'm very happy to be joined by Jesse. Hello, mate.
Bum 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 bum. It's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty Bombers. Up the boys! What a win!
Very good, very good. One of the best for certain. Jolly, hello, mate.
Hello. I don't think I can follow that, but thank you for that rendition.
Yeah. Pleasure.
I'm ready now for this pod.
Are we the west of the town? Is Essendon?
Yeah, we're
Victoria.
northwest. We're northwest.
We are the
Yeah,
true
yeah.
west of the
We're
town.
northwest, yeah. I mean,
100%.
the doggies are west-west, but we're northwest.
Yeah.
We're still west, aren't we?
We're
So-
west,
right.
We're west
still,
of the town.
Still west side. It was funny. I was at the game, and when the Giants were running out, I was singing their song, and my partner's like, "Why are you singing their song?" I'm like,
So
"It's a
good.
good song.
It's so good.
It's a good song." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Shouldn't you be like only singing Essendon song?" I'm like, "I'm going to sing both."
You can sing it at the
Yeah.
start of the game.
I wouldn't sing it at the end, but pre-game, I'm like, "I'm going to sing it."
Yeah.
You know, this is when it doesn't annoy me to hear.
Someone
their
has to. They don't have any fans.
You need to really be arm in arm, and I wish they were kicking their legs from left to right when they're singing the song as well. It
Yeah.
really just gives me that vibe.
There's something just so strange about like Giants games, Gold Coast games. I mean, even
North.
North actually have fans who
That's
come to
true,
the
they
game.
do.
But like, even like, were you guys with me at the Adelaide game last year with the guy doing the crow noise?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Can't
there's
remember.
just
Yeah, I
there's
remember
like,
that.
There's just so few people. So like in that first quarter, like it was just so quiet, and like I was sitting there with someone who doesn't go to the footy a lot, and he's like, this is really weird. I'm like, yeah, well, when Essendon kicks a goal, it'll pick up. Luckily, it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, God, those games are strange. Like it's great having 40,000 Bombers supporters, but there is a part of me that's like, I wouldn't mind there being like maybe 10,000 Giant supporters, maybe just a little bit of.
It would have to be
a
the
bit
worst
of something.
with the Giants out of any
Yeah.
other team. I mean,
Yeah.
when Toby Green kicked that snap in the second quarter, I was watching it on TV.
Just
but
like,
I
that
could
was
not.
silence.
I didn't even know it was a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that. If that.
I was saying Boo Earns.
yeah, just absolutely nothing going on, and then like the 20 people who are, I assume, paid by the Giants to come and sit in the cheer squad.
Yeah.
Like, surely there's not many actual Giants cheer squad people.
No.
Like, everyone in Western Sydney follows NRL, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's that. That suck.
That's it. Boys, we're...
See you next week, guys.
Yeah. Let's get into it. What a game. What an absolute game. I was worried at the start. I'll tell you what, I was a bit worried in that first term. I guess a lot of people were just like, oh, here we go. They're just going to cruise. But we were resilient. We fought back. We took control. And it was one of the great wins, and a win that puts us on the map of this season as a team who are not easy beats, who don't just get wins against bad sides. We've beaten a contender.
Yeah.
I don't think we're a contender just yet. That's a long way away, but we've beaten a legitimate contender who I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 weeks ago were either favourites or equal favourites to win the flag. And we've just pushed them aside. I think we've kept them to their lowest score for the season, which is amazing. And Don's the third on the ladder, baby.
It's great.
Did not expect this.
Yeah. I think watching, one of the concerns with the Giants is how big and strong they are. And it's like when we come up against the Cats, it's just we're going to get out-muscled or we're going to get pushed around. And that's a concern. But even though when you're looking at the teams on the field, on the telly or live, they still look like they are bigger, but we just out-muscled them and we out-contested them and we were tough. And yeah, it's just awesome to see that that's kind of building and it, so far in 9 weeks, apart from that one blip, that really hasn't gone away.
They played a very tall side, which I would wonder if they went back and when they're watching the tape if their coaches are going, did we play too many tools? Because if you go through that Giants list, they're playing like basically 8 or 9 key position players, because like Himmelberg is playing this like roving halfback role. They're playing Nick Haynes on a wing who used to be a centre half back. They played 3 talls forward, 3 talls down back. A lot of big bodies, like you said, Joel, but they just came to a point in the game where they just had nothing. They had no run and carry, because if Lachie Whitfield didn't have the ball, and when he did, Guelfi was on top of him, they couldn't move it. And I don't know, we're building this nice core of players who I think are actually really tough at the ball, which felt like it hasn't been something we've had for a long period of time. But particularly that midfield group, like Durham, Caldwell, Perkins, throw Guelfi in there as a forward from the weekend who was so good. They're just feral at the ball. And I think this is just what this, Brad Ball, the edge, whatever we want to call it, is building, is that there's only a couple of players in the side who I worry about in the contest now. Like most of them, I'm like, they're going to have a red hot crack at this. And I think the guys he picks mostly are people who do that, and got the job done this weekend.
I mean, hats off to Ben Rutten for creating the blue collar outfit, really. I mean, he was just a couple of years late, I think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Brad Ball. This
Ball.
is Rutten Ball. This is the flow on affair.
Is it Rutten and Dodo's magic?
This is,
coming
correct.
alive.
This is was it Barham, or is he this
Yeah, it's
president?
Barham. But Barham's the president, yeah.
Yeah. Who was the one previous
Paul Little,
to that?
was it?
No. It was, I forgot his name. Brasher.
Yeah. Brasher and Rutten. That's the blue collar outfit that they were looking for.
I thought that was just playing like the old Worsfold switch, but just a little bit worse. That's what we were trying to do then.
Yeah.
The old side. No one there.
Yeah,
long
we
down
still
the
had
line.
no structure.
None. But you know what?
But now we do.
It's great to see is that we can fucking defend now.
Yeah.
We can defend. It
Just kind of came out of nowhere as well.
Oh my God.
We
I
looked
can't
so
believe
sloppy
it.
those first few weeks, and now people can't move the ball against us.
It's great. And it's so apparent from whenever we kick it behind. You just now see how well we set up the zone across the ground, where it's how we usually see teams defending against us, where you go, God, where are we going to kick it to? And even if they do, if there is a turnover, you can just see the team's ability to work back defensively now and plug those holes. And I mean, the pressure rating over the weekend was actually off the charts.
Yes.
Like, I was looking at it, and I've never seen it as high as what it was. It was like 246.
Yeah.
And it was like coming off the actual
Off the graph.
screen.
The graphics, the pre-built graphic was
Yeah.
not big enough to fit in the Essendon
It
pressure.
wasn't. It really wasn't.
I can't recall a time that Essendon has ever broke the pressure gauge, because
No.
I feel like I've watched that many games. I'm sure everyone
Usually you're
listening and
tapping it,
watching-
wondering if it's still working.
Yeah, they'd go, all right, guys, here's the pressure gauge. And then the opposition's in elite. And then you're like, where's Essendon? Elite, no. Above average, no. Average, no. Poor, no. Really poor. Oh, okay. That's right. Okay. But
It's just working.
yeah, exactly. It's just so good to see. Like I was thinking over the weekend, like I can't remember which episode it was. It was one of the pre-season shows. It might be the one I did with Mark Robinson. But I remember saying to someone, my wish this season is that we are not an easy team to play against, because that's the way we've been viewed for so long. And whether or not we get the success at the end of the year that we're hoping to get, just knowing that teams are actually going to go, oh, fuck, we've got to play Essendon this week. It's actually going to be a hard game, as opposed to people going, circle that for a win, circle that for a big one.
Yep.
And it's just nice being competitive. And you know what else was really nice? Going on social media and watching opposition supporters just trying to claim that how fake this is, that we're sitting third and we don't deserve to be here. And, if they lost to Collingwood, they wouldn't be there. Yeah, well, we almost beat Collingwood as well. So I've enjoyed reading some of those comments of people who are,
Yeah.
hoping that it all falls apart for us.
Yeah, I was saying to someone today actually that I've never been someone to wear my Essendon scarf except for on game day, like to and from the game. Like I don't think I've ever done it in my life. And this morning I was like, should I wear it to work today? I didn't end up wearing it
I'm
to
glad
work.
you did.
But like, I'm kind of like almost like, I'm kind of going to be a little bit loud and proud soon, I reckon.
Wear it on Wednesday, because it's not as you're not jumping that heavily into it. I think it's kind of like, it was actually just cold today. It's not about the fact that we beat GWS, actually, who was a premiership contender. Just if you were wondering.
Just in case you were wondering. Yeah.
But
that's the scout that we needed, right? We really needed it. It put us on the map, and it's just awesome to see. I don't know if any of us probably expected that result over the weekend. We all hope for it, but how many times have we been in this situation where, you look at who we've beaten, we've had a string of games, and you go, they're all outside the top 8, and then we have, an actual contender that we come up against and we get taught a lesson. And, after that first quarter, we taught GWS a lesson. And, in that last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, us just kicking it around in the back line, playing keepings off, that is one of the most professional, composed endings to an Essendon game I've ever seen.
The crowd was going absolutely nuts.
Sounded like
it was mint.
Yeah.
It was mint. Like,
so they should. We haven't seen anything like that in years and years and years. And it is an absolute testament to everyone at the club for what they're building at the moment. And you can see the hard work that all the players are putting in. And I just don't know where we would be without Caldwell and Durham. They're my good. They are my good for the season and for the game. They were unbelievable again over the weekend. And the one thing that I liked what Caldwell brought to his game was he was more influential around the ground as well. It wasn't just his ground ball gets. There were a couple of times where, he was just in traffic and getting the ball onto the outside. In particular, there was this one ball that I remember he attacked on the wing in the third quarter, and he sort of ran into 2 or 3 GWS players and just launched out a 30-metre handball and just completely opened up the play. And just his attack and Durham's attack on the football has just made us a completely different team.
Can I throw Archie Perkins in there as well? Because I think he's been out of the side. We've had this really good run of form, and we've all been talking about Durham and Caldwell. Now he's come back, and I feel like people might have even gloss over how good he was as well. And him and Caldwell, their kicking is so good.
Yeah, for sure.
Kicking inside 50. Like Durham's still a bit wayward, as we know. Like, he's had his really good moments, but he's still, still coming along in that aspect. But God, those two, just watching the replay back today, we'll get to Kyle Langford, and he was incredible. But you'd be absolutely
silver service.
Oh, but you'd just be lapping it up. Yeah. There's that one where, because I think Langford kicks on the boundary and then goes back in the middle. Perkins gets it out. If you're a forward and you're seeing Archie Perkins through inside 50 with that much space, you're just
so good.
Just right here, please.
Yeah,
right here.
And I love also that was fantastic. And I love the ownership of that goal he kicked from outside 50 in the second quarter when we were 20 points down. It's that's who I want to have the ball in that situation, streaming inside 50. He loves that moment. He takes that moment, and generally he's kicking the goal. He's got a cool, calm head for big moments, which is great. It's just awesome.
Yeah. We'll get. We'll talk about Langford first. Just what a incredible game against some very good opposition.
Yep.
I remember I literally was watching the moment, because I was in that end of the ground, watching the moment where Buckley and Sam Taylor swapped, because the runner came out, and I remember just watching them change. I'm like, that's the big move. Now they've had to move their number one guy, and Buckley's a very good defender.
Really good.
Taylor's obviously the top dog down there. But even he moved on to him, and I think he might have got 1 or 2 marks or something, but it didn't change a great deal. Langford still kicked another goal. I guess we sort of wondered maybe was, last season a once-off, but he's already, 24 goals? 24 goals, 4th in the Coleman. He got the most coaches' votes for the game. I think, pretty clear the best on-ground player. He was just everywhere.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
kicking it from both sides. Straight in front, just did it all, really.
Yeah.
And brought others into the game as well.
Yeah. Taylor's probably the best defender in the game. He's phenomenal.
He's crazy good.
Yeah.
One-on-one, he's really good.
Too hard. You can't beat him.
Some people would say, Stewart's better, but they play different roles. He's a proper lockdown one-on-one defender. And
I don't know. I think Laverty's better.
Hey, Laverty was good.
Laverty was-
Laverty was really good over the
Laverty
weekend. It
was
was probably
good.
the best game he's played all season.
Yeah, it was.
I think so.
He was actually elite. I don't know how they make room for Zach Reed, and I don't really think they should next week based on... And you know me, I've been a Laverty hater this year, but...
I think with Reed's injury history, I think he's going to spend a fair bit of time being managed in the VFL, I'd assume.
Surely.
Like, I think it'd be very foolish to rush him back in.
Off the back of a
Straight away.
game like what we just played in our defence, you don't want to disrupt that, right?
No. Like, unless someone actually has an issue,
Yeah, correct.
there's no need
Or
to
someone's quite sore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's a legit reason to bring someone out. Like, you wouldn't be changing it. But yeah, back to Langford. Sorry. Just doing it all. Just absolutely doing it all. And
He's such a tough matchup, isn't
yeah,
he?
I read a really funny comment from someone who said Peter Wright is the decoy for Kyle Langford now.
Yeah.
Like, he almost is in a way. He's
Yeah,
like, I'm going to
100%.
run this direction and draw what usually is the best defender with me, and probably was for a good portion of the game there.
Yeah.
And then Langford's like, great, I'm one-on-one with some bloke who I'm going to tout. Like,
Well, did you see the... Sorry to interrupt, but did you, at the game, see what the time at full forward looked like with Wright and Langford? Because it appeared that Langford almost played one out more than Wright did.
yeah, there was definitely a lot of times where Peter Wright was at the ground because Peter Wright spent a bit of time in the ruck as well.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time where Langford probably was the deepest forward. Can't say I spent a lot of time studying it. I went with three people who don't watch a lot of footy, so I
Yeah.
spent most of the time talking about things that weren't footy and having to like stop the mid conversation and be like, sorry, I actually need to like pay attention to what's going on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's incredible. And like you go through now, like he's taken some big scalps from some pretty good defenders. Like,
Yeah.
like remember what he did to Stephen May at Gather Round last season? Like he
that
literally
was
turned
awesome.
Steve May inside
Yeah.
out. And like I would put it to you that Stephen May is as good as like Sam
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah,
and those
that's
other
fair.
guys are. Like I think he's an incredible player.
Yeah, I
He's
agree.
great.
And literally Langford was turning him inside out, so he fell over. Like that's
Yeah.
just he's gone to a level I didn't expect, and I think we all spent a bit of time maybe worrying, going where does this guy fit? And yeah, to think that round one last season he was playing half back.
That's crazy. I think he's taken maybe the third most marks inside 50 over the last season and a bit. I think it was Charlie Curnow was first and then someone else was second. So,
Yeah.
But that's like, well, I remember reading that and I was like, that's right. He's marking the ball all the time. He's a reliable option. You know, it's not just to compete and bring it to ground. Like he sticks him, you know?
Yeah.
Even when he's got heat on him.
Yeah, and like he's like awesome on the lead. Like that's where like obviously his biggest strength is. And you know, if we're I'm almost like think about the Port Adelaide game. We're put into a position that we can't move the ball. He struggles because he can't sit there and go up against a guy who's got a few inches on him and just try and take a huge contested mark. That's just not his game. But if we bring the ball inside forward 50, he's perfect. Like, I mean, in a way, like when the Giants actually got anything happening, it was when they had that kind of service for Hogan, because that's where where he was beating Mackay was on the lead.
Yeah.
And that's what good forwards do. So, yeah, Langer's bloody good.
I've got a good
Go for it.
bomber barrage
Bomber barrage.
off the half back line.
All
An
right.
absolute barrage.
Yeah.
Nick Martin, head pilot, doing great things.
Yep.
Redmond, best game of the season.
Yeah, he played fantastic.
Nick Hine, equal highest contested possessions on the ground
Yeah.
for an Essendon player.
I'm like
Great game.
Yeah, funny start of the game. First centre bounce. Nick Hine is standing on the wing on my side. I think standing next to Josh Kelly, and I turned to Juan, the guy I was with, and I was like, I pointed at them. I said, I'm very worried about that. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that matchup? I don't like that at all. But
Did he play on the wing predominantly for the game?
I think it was a bit of a mix. I think him and Heppel
Half back,
kind of
wing
did.
rotation.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of them kind of in that sort of wing half back kind of who knows, because like there was obviously times where he got forward, but
Yeah.
Hine did spend a fair bit of time on the wing from my understanding from what I was watching of it. But I'm just happy for the bloke.
Yeah.
He's a ripping guy. He's had some pretty bad games, let's be frank. But to have a really good game like that,
Yep.
He's
kick the ceiling goal.
He's one of the players that you may have played with, or that you see that he gets better the more involved in the game he is, and to his own detriment, playing at halfback, you can be so involved in the game. And I think he had a season and a half there where he was fantastic. You know, he was one of our better players in that 2021 year, and then dropped off fairly, really off the face of the cliff. But, even in that small forward role, he's a bit here and there. But over the weekend, he was really involved around the ball, and you could see how much he built into the game. And I'm not really sure what his future looks like when we've got a full list in, but I can say that his attack on the football goes without question, and his leg speed was really helpful for us.
Yeah, definitely was. Quick stat for you here, Jolie. Most marks on the lead, 2024, is Kyle Langford. So
Yeah, huge.
Done pretty well.
That's great.
Yeah, because I was like, so back to Hein, like I like a lot. I think a lot of it's like I was really worried when Dersma, we found out he was injured during the week. Because I was sort of going like, I don't like.
Who's our defensive cover?
Like, who's the winger that's going to play at his level the way that he's been playing this season? And I was like, oh, maybe it's Heppel. Maybe Durham has to go out there a bit of time. Maybe it's Nick Martin going back to the wing. Like, what are they going to do? And yeah, it kind of was a mix of a few players, but, didn't feel like we were missing the gun wingman who's been so good for the side. So,
and you can see now what Brad is building, and it's a team of players that can play in multiple positions.
Yep.
And I don't feel insecure by injury as much anymore. And touch that wood.
Lots of touching.
Touch that wood. But we are really building, a diverse list that can play in a lot of different ways and give us options. But in turn, from a strategy point of view, you give a lot for opposition coaches to have to think about, which positions you so well. And you've already seen that in multiple games where, Brad has moved a few magnets that just were not expected, and it's won us the game. So, hats off to them for doing that. I think probably also worth touching on the big man, Goldie. One of his better games, I'd say, for the team. He had 14 hitouts to advantage, which is just berserk. I can't remember us ever having more than 10 in double digits.
That's a good stat.
Our ruckman for years and years, probably since we had Ryder, haven't been able to hit out to advantage. So the old man just keeps getting it done.
Yeah, he played well.
Best first year recruit ever. I reckon.
I'd say so.
Not there.
Close to it.
Yeah, like he obviously had that clanger that resulted in that goal where him and Cox
That was almost Cox's
stuffed it up. It was
fault,
a bad handball and bad pickup, I think. But he's killing it. You got a good for us, Joel?
Yeah, I think going to continue on what you were talking about there. I think Brad Scott definitely deserves a shout out. You're right. He's done it in a few weeks now, and you can clearly see that there's coaching moves being made, which you're right, hasn't been a thing for us for a while. And it's, obviously Guelph on Whitfield. And then I thought, the match control really, really stood out to me. I think the last goal was kicked with about 14 minutes to go. I think there was 1 point kicked in the last 14 minutes of match time in the quarter. And that just shows that we got in front, we got into a winning position, and then we just locked it down. And we took the time when we could, and we kicked it around, and we controlled the footy. And just I've never seen us slow the game down like that. And to be able to do it for almost a whole quarter and recognize that and control it was just fantastic. And yeah, obviously there's people that are implementing that on the field, but Brad definitely deserves a pretty big shout out for how he's building and what he's implementing, I think. And there's clearly confidence in it as well.
Yeah.
We love you, Brady.
Yeah, usually when Essendon in the past was playing slow, it wasn't by choice.
Yeah,
it was
that's true.
forced. I mean, last season, at the start of the year, we just remember that we're just playing that constant, chit possession game. It's when are you going to try and go forward? But
And how regularly do you see us kick down the line now? I can't really recall us doing it much at all.
Yeah,
and if you do kick it down the line, it's great because we typically win the stoppage, and then we just go forward again.
Yeah,
it's good.
Brad boys, what you gonna do?
I want to give a shout to the guy who, I almost had in my post-match reaction, I had him my best on, but Matt Guelfi, one of the
glitter fingers,
the nail polish. Did you not get my reference at the very
spirit
start?
Fingers. That's spirit fingers, isn't it?
Yeah,
not glitter fingers.
Yeah, spirit fingers. But did you not get my reference in the intro?
I wasn't listening.
Of course, Jesse.
I was just getting ready to do my part.
Yeah.
I was preparing. I've been preparing all day for it.
The Giants song. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I said Guelfi shows polish because
Clever.
Ah.
Like the one
I'm
GWS.
a smart boy.
One GWS boy.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for coming, everyone. Awesome. Just like, firstly for the game, I'll talk about the game firstly. Like, amazing performance. We certainly have missed him throughout the season when he's been injured. Like, one, taking the scalp from Lachie Whitfield. Club identifies it, put him to Whitfield, just wears him like a glove, and then just takes advantage of the fact that Whitfield doesn't want to have to defend and kicks 3 valuable goals. And I think they were part of what turned the tide, because like Langford are those goals that kind of got us back to level with them, but then those were the ones that really sort of put us ahead. And, you know, in a way, I thought he was the match winner.
Yeah.
But obviously with the whole story of the charity work that the club were doing, because it was the challenge game, and like the whole story of the girl painting his nails and him being like, I'm going to do it. And then he kicks 3 goals. He does it 3 times. It would have been nice if the commentary were kind of aware of it, because I was watching it back today and they're like, oh, why is he doing that? Oh, he's got nail polish with his fingers.
Surely
they
not.
Surely there's a producer at Fox who has like got social media, has just seen what Essendon's done this week. Surely there's a producer who works at
You would think.
could have just quickly had a quick look at what was going on, because it was such an awesome story. And then like watching the video where he calls her after the game, like I had a few tears.
Yeah.
I was real teary watching all that. So like credit to the club obviously for the great work they do in that space. But Guelfi really personified the whole thing, and he's tough as guts.
He's tough.
Guelfi.
He's really tough. He's also a really good set shot. Like, he's had a few moments in games over the last few years where he has been reliable from outside 50 or just inside, and he's a really good set shot, which, you know, he obviously doesn't get as many shots as some of the other forwards, but again, just another accurate forward, which is good to have. But you're right, super, super tough. Agree, it was a great story, and yeah, he's crucial to our side in that forward setup.
And you wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the year. I think most of us were probably questioning where he was going to fit in to the side and whether or not he was going to be that small forward. But yeah, he's really stepped up. I don't think he's had a bad game, really. He had that fantastic game against Hawthorn and then got injured and did another job on one of the most damaging defenders in. And to have, again, that's, you know, hats off to Brad for having a defensive forward. There's not many in the AFL that actually exist. I know there were a few back in the day, but bringing back that defensive forward, it's becoming a bit of a linchpin to our game.
Yeah.
Being able to nullify the team, the teams that we're coming up against from the defense. So, and some of those finishes over the weekend were elite.
They were elite. Yeah, I wonder which of our many coaches we can put that down to. Who's our? Well, Dale Tapping is our forwards coach, so maybe it was Dale.
Yep.
Maybe it was David Rath. Maybe it was just Brad. Don't know.
You're all good.
They're all good.
So on defense, I think Jake Kelly played a fantastic game.
He had a good game.
And
he had a good game.
You know, he's not through his own fault. It's through the role that he gets played in that sometimes he earns the ire of us. But, you know, he
rightly so, I think.
Yeah, rightly so.
I'll happily say that. Yeah. I will happily criticise that position. That's fair. That effort on that position, because I think it was wrong, and I'll happily continue to call out. But like you, I'm very happy to say the right thing about what he's doing in the back pocket.
And they did play him on the wing.
Yeah. Look, let's be frank. He's an all-Australian winger. We all know that, but it's unfair for the rest of the competition if we keep playing him there, so we'll put him in back pocket.
That's right. Fantastic game. Super, super strong. Didn't give Green an inch. And, he's done a couple of jobs like that over the last few weeks, and it's really good to see. And now, again, I'm just like, all right, of course, that's why he's in the team. You know, it makes sense as part of that defensive unit that is kind of playing really, really well together.
Yeah, and I think he has a lot of the traits of what, you know, if we're going to call it Brad Ball is, which is guys who are tough because that's his biggest strength. He's incredibly tough at the ball. They don't give an inch. They make you work for absolutely everything. And they outside the game, very professional, keep very good nick, keep very good, very, very fit. Because, you know, I'd always had mates telling me about how they'd seen Jake Kelly at, you know, like Leo's boxing gym down in Richmond, just going absolutely berserk, being like, this guy's like a machine.
Yeah.
Like we know his limitations, but I think he really does epitomise what Brad Ball is.
Yep.
Which is just being dirty, miserly, just we're going to make you work for it.
Sure.
And, dare I say it, it's very shin boner.
But there is an element of class that is now delving into a lot of players' games that otherwise were lacking it through confidence that builds from wins, which is, Kelly over the weekend, he's not really doing anything disastrous with the ball anymore. He's actually taking off kicks that he wouldn't normally do, and that's just what confidence from winning brings. Another good, Andy McGrath, another really good game from the vice captain.
Yep.
Went 95% by foot. Now, that is whatever you make of it because you're in the defence, you can kick sideways. But the one thing that we all knew about Andy that would frustrate us is that he was very prone to poor turnovers. And it almost looks like he's completely eradicated that out of his game and has a harder edge than what he had. So that's a massive win-win as a defender. And it was just another really complete performance from him in the back line.
Do you think he could be a chance of a All-Australian squad spot as like a back pocket or something like that? I was trying to think about who's
if he
on
does
the list.
this for the entire season, yes.
Yeah.
He'll be in consideration.
Yeah.
Because he's had probably one definite best on ground, and then he's had a few that he's been definitely up there. But like any All-Australian, like you've really just got to keep backing it up. And
Yep.
it is those, role player positions, the hardest ones to actually crack the side because, as we know, we end up having 8-10 midfielders in the team because they're like, all right, we're going to put Dusty and Petrarca on the forward. I mean, get May Dusty, but we're going to put Petrarca on the forward flank. We're going to put Bontempelli on the forward flank. It's like, don't play on the forward flank.
And also, they, for whatever reason, would have Whitfield on the halfback at the moment, I would say. But look, I'm not obviously fully across Whitfield's stats, but I would say
he was shit on Saturday.
correct. But I would say McGrath has probably been, on par.
Yeah.
But from a defensive point of view, much better than Whitfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, look, he's playing really, really good footy, and I like when he's able to be more of a rebounder because I think when he first played in defence all those years ago, like he was almost playing the Jake Kelly role, that he was the lockdown guy, but he's got so many weapons with the ball. Just the ability to break lines, the ability to run past through people, just like his work in traffic is just like
He's so safe.
His work in traffic is some of the best in our team, I think.
But he's just always there. Every time the ball gets kicked into the back line, if it's a key forward marking it, he's always right next to them, ready to receive the handball. And then his first two steps in a different direction, and he just gets the ball moving. And that speed on the game that he's brought to our defence this year, God, I can't wait till we have Ridley in there. If you've got Ridley, Martin and McGrath all moving the ball at pace, that's going to be a very tough backline to defend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. Very exciting.
How far is the Riddler off? 3 weeks now?
1 to 2, I think he still was listed as maybe.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
He'd probably come back through the 2s, would he?
No, he won't play.
You don't reckon just to test it?
No. I just think
He's
they'll
too
get him
good
matched.
for it.
They'll just get him fit through training.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it was like a limited minute game, possibly.
Half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
like
what
a
I
half
think.
game kind of thing. But I don't know. Maybe I should have tapped on the glass and asked him. Just, hey, mate, what's going on?
We just looked at you all sad.
Yeah.
All
Like,
angry.
who's this idiot standing in front of the coach's box? Hello? Hello?
Do we have any bads?
Yeah, I got one, but I was going to get to... I thought Ben Mackay deserved a shout out.
Yeah, he played a great game.
It started real shaky because Hogan was getting off the lead there. But
He was getting great delivery, though.
of course.
Really, like silver fucking service.
Yeah, but I thought really, really grew into the game.
Yep.
Ben Mackay and
Yep.
in some more of our shaky moments in that sort of second.
He's giving
third quarter.
Kale vibes behind the ball now.
Yeah.
The double
Just the big
vice.
bang.
And like throwing a few elbows and lats in the way when he's taking the mark.
Yeah. No, I thought he deserved a shout out.
He was
I thought
good.
It was really, really
Yeah,
good.
nah, he's been bloody good.
Yeah. I have one bad. And it pains me to say
Does it
this.
start with D and end with... Well, does the first name start with D and the last name start with P?
No.
Does it start with N and C?
No.
Okay.
Nah,
Penance.
I wouldn't slight my boy. I would not slight my boy Nick Cox. Thank you very much.
He was good, Coxie. Over
he was
the
good.
weekend.
Do you
was
reckon?
good.
I feel like he made a couple of really key critical turnovers.
Yeah,
But anyway.
but that's just Coxie. that's just what he does. It's part of the territory.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory.
I've been a big fan of him this year.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah.
go
But
on.
you know, he's my boy this year. But anyway, I have an issue with one of my favourite players and one of this podcast's favourite players,
Pietro.
Jake Stringer.
Okay.
I love you. What the fuck are you doing when you're 20 metres out in front of goal? Like, how?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that didn't, like, luckily it didn't cost us the game, but, like, does he need to, like, stand sideways like some people do and take a snap? Like, I don't know what's going on because,
Yeah.
like, he kicks that unbelievable one where, like, it's sort of half volley, picks up, turn, bang, amazing kick, but what
He's
is
always
it?
been a
happened
bit
against
like
the
that.
Pies
Like,
as well.
yeah, but, like, what, like, it's, I don't know, I almost feel like it's getting worse. Like,
It is.
what is it about these short kicks where he just loses it?
Someone was saying he should just go back like 30 meters and
Yeah.
just kick it from 40. Like
Yeah.
do like
Yeah.
a
Brown
what's
or
his
whatever.
a Ben Brown
Yeah.
run up and
Yeah.
just boot it from 40 out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what he needs to do, but yeah, I don't know. I'm worried that later in the year, where you know we need points to finish in certain spots in the ladder, or maybe even we're playing a final where every kick matters.
Yeah.
That something like this will come back to haunt us because, like if he's marking it 50 out in the boundary, I'm like, oh,
Thank
I can
God.
relax. I got it. But
Yeah.
he's marking it directly in front of goal. I'm like, oh fuck, where's this going to go?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true though. You do get more anxious.
Yeah.
Him and Jones, I think rest assured will be doing a lot of goal kicking training with David Rath this week.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny. I was telling one who I was there with. I was pointing at Jones when he lined up for that first set shot, and I was telling the story about how in his first game, I think he kicked, was it 4 behinds or 5 behinds? It
Yeah,
was a
He
lot.
kicked 5, I think.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a lot of behinds, but then he went on that run where he kicked like 17 or 18 goals in a row over the course of
Yeah.
2 months. And he's like, oh wow, so he must be a really good kick then. I'm like, I think so. And then he just sprays 2 behind. He's
Yeah.
like, I guess he's not a very good kicker. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
he's
weird.
okay.
You can't put your finger on it. Can you?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
been so inconsistent,
I don't know.
which would probably mean he's not a great kick if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Described as inconsistent, not a good kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they're working on his action a little bit because it looked, I don't know, the second one, like, because that was really close to me and like it almost looked a bit uncomfortable the way he was trying to kick it. So maybe
He's starting to
Maybe-
look hot though.
Mr. Rath's kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the hotness vibes are off the charts on Saturday.
He was looking hot. He's actually building strength now, Jones.
Yeah.
Like he looks like his body's thanking him for being on the park.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like he's safe. He's kind of a safe starter in the team now.
Until Nate Caddy's ready, but I think that'll be next year. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, Jonesy's pressure is just so good.
Yeah.
Defensive work is what's making him stay in the team at the moment.
Yeah. It's so hypothetically, we've got obviously Rids to come back. I think Ridley is obviously going to find his way into the team, like whether it's Lav or probably Lav realistically.
It'll probably be Lav. I don't know what else it would be.
And then we've got obviously Shield still, who's playing games. We've got Setterfield, who's the other one, who's obviously a starting 22 player. So those are both interesting. Like Shields obviously not getting a look in at the moment, but Setterfield.
I saw
who
one of
comes in for
Shields.
that?
I
Yeah.
saw one of Shields' disposals over the weekend, and it was the biggest Dylan Shield kick you've ever seen. He just like in a contest picked it up, threw it on the boot, kicked it from the wing into the corridor, and they marked it and kicked a goal. And like the opposition team did. I'm like, that is why at the moment, Dylan Shield, you're not getting a game. You need to learn composure again.
This is the
And
last year of his contract. Is this year the last year? I think.
I think it is.
Yeah,
I don't
because there was talk about trading him towards the end of last year, and then I think I remember there being 1 year left.
2025.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So 2 years left.
Yeah, I don't like. Look, barring an injury, I don't see him in this midfield right now. I just don't see it.
No.
And then the question is, can he be a role player somewhere else? And I'm like, I guess it's like, can he play a sort of, high half forward role? Can he play a small forward role?
He can't mark
he
over his
can't.
head.
He can't like this.
His disposal's not good enough going inside 50 for a high up forward.
Yeah,
role either.
exactly. But like, I think
He's
it's
electric. That's the only thing.
I mean, like if Gresham got injured, maybe he'd replace Gresham.
He probably would, yeah.
But like, I barring injury, I just don't see him in this team right now.
Yeah.
I really just don't.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess a good thing. So
I feel like a player like him needs someone to get injured for him to be able to break in and then prove himself again. Whereas at the moment, I just don't back his edge if we're going to go with that. I just don't know if he has the same. He's great. He was obviously great at winning clearances, centre clearances, and as far as I'm aware, last year he was actually doing quite well from a contested possession point of view.
Yeah.
But contested possessions and clearances is different to the defensive element, defensive edge that I'm talking about, which is working super hard, running your ass off to work back, running, even if you don't think you're going to tackle someone. Like, I can't really remember Shield really doing that all that much. And I don't think you can step into this team and not bring that. But I question that, and I think the coaches probably question that element to his game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He was like, it was that era of that midfield where we just kind of had three guys who were, offensively minded. Him, Parrish, and Merritt, that was their game, the three of them. They were just like, we're very offensively minded. We just lack people doing the dirty work. And he's just not one of those players.
Yep.
I don't know what his pressure rating is. Like, I don't think his tackle numbers are incredibly good. Like, his game is winning the ball, bursting at speed, breaking out from that. But, you're not moving anyone in that midfield right now.
So let's say Setterfield maybe would come in for
Hind.
Hobbs or for Hind. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I'd almost say he comes in for Hobbs and then Hind goes to the sub.
Hind goes
to
to
be
the
honest.
sub, yeah.
Yeah, that would work as well.
Yeah, Setterfield's not old, but like long term, I see Setterfield being pushed out of this midfield one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? It could happen sooner rather than later. But yeah, I do think he when he's fit, he does add something to being a bigger, stronger body than most of the other guys there. Like Durham's probably the only guy now who's sort of in his sort of size.
Yeah, we lacked
he's
him
still bigger.
Big time against Green over the weekend. No one could tackle Green.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of handballs that Green got out. Like, Green's a monster of a man.
Yeah.
And Durham did well against Bont, but no one could match it with Green. And you could see, like, Setterfield's a similar size to Green in terms of height and weight.
Yeah.
So he's like the perfect matchup for
Yeah.
someone like him. And I think Brad froths him.
Yeah.
So I doubt he gets pushed out.
Yeah, I mean, not on the short term, but I'm talking long term. But
Yeah.
like when we play, Geelong and Melbourne and Collingwood again in that stretch, like you want Setterfield in that Geelong game and in that Melbourne game.
Yeah, definitely.
You want him going to like a
Blitz
Clayton
halves.
Oliver, and then whether it's a Blitzarves or a Dangerfield or someone else, just
Durham on Danger.
Durham on
That's
Danger
the
would be
matchup.
wild.
That's the matchup
Yeah.
of the century.
Yeah.
Both country boys just digging their nose under it.
That's great.
I love that.
Master and apprentice. Any bads from you boys, or do you want to go to what may be the longest hot takes ever?
Can I just ask, because Parrish only had 16 touches over the weekend, or maybe it was a little bit more than that, but was he playing at half forward? Was he not playing through the middle? Was it just a quiet game? Because that's a very quiet game for Parrish.
I think it was just a quiet look.
In a win.
I did not notice him, which in a
I noticed him turn it over a few times. That's what I noticed. with
yeah
his
like
kicking.
yeah at the game did not really notice him. I think he spent a fair bit of time in the midfield. Like I know he was at a few centre bounces, but can't say I was going, oh, what's Darcy Parrish doing?
It is a good though, because we don't rely on him anymore.
Yeah.
And we otherwise used to really rely on him having good games.
So centre bounces tendencies, which obviously don't dictate how the whole midfield sets up, but percentage, Zach Merritt 84%, Sam Durham 68%, Jake Stringer 56%, Darcy Parrish 48%.
Wow, he's
Less
the
than
least
half.
looked at, and he was our
And then-
best centre clearance player in the last 3
And then
years.
Perkins
That's huge.
36, Caldwell 8. So, I mean, he's down almost half on what he was last week in terms of, percentage of attendances. So I'm sure there's a few factors to that, potentially matchups or just how he was feeling or going. But, it's good not to be reliant on him.
Yeah.
So
Really good.
when he's ready to, kick the door down and be good, then
That would be great.
we're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready. I mean, like if Dylan Shield's going to take anyone's place on form, it's probably him.
Yeah, it's true.
But I still don't think it's going to happen. But
Yeah.
if on form, he's the one. But
Yeah.
I still think it's not going to happen. So, Anyway, boys, we're playing North Melbourne this weekend at Marvel Stadium.
Danger.
Where do you sit at Marvel Stadium, fellas?
Oh, well, obviously the Medallion Club.
Ah,
I'm going to be sitting anywhere.
Medallion Club. And where do you go for Medallion Club tickets?
You go to the smokers on the second balcony and buy them from Mert.
You've
got to scale up the building.
Yes.
There's a rope that Mert throws down from the balcony,
Yeah.
and you've got to climb up.
But he gets in with Ticketverse tickets.
He does.
You've got to have one at least.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, Ticketverse, of course, are the people for Medallion Club seating. They were very good seats on the weekend, I must say.
Best seats in the house.
Literally, literally row in front of the box. Like we've said a few times, we've been in the same bay as the coach's box, which is funny because occasionally you can just look up and you can see them pointing and talking and doing stuff. But I was literally my back was to the thing, and I'm like, if I stand up, am I in the way? like what's going on here? But that was pretty funny. To see with the game ended, looking around and seeing Brad getting around everyone in the box and giving out high fives, and then looking over and seeing Ridley looking sad that he wasn't playing.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, Rids, and then looking at Dodoro, who just always has the same facial expression at all times, and you just don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
But it was cool, though.
Yeah, that is good.
It was cool, though. But yeah, great seats, Ticketverse, hit them up. And yeah, you can have a dart with Jesse on the balcony. Let's take a break. Oh boy, there's a lot of hot takes after this. Welcome back. Part 2 of the show. It is time for hot takes. A big language warning, of course. I've already dropped a few F-bombs tonight, but a big language warning to you all who don't like the F&Cs, because, gee, this is going to get very interesting. It'll be interesting to see how many of these make the edit after I play them for the second time. But this will be good. Let's start with Broddles, or Brodles, I guess. So let's find out.
Fucking knock knock. Who's there? Suda. Suda who? Suda fucking Dons fly up. Go to fucking planes.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Good way to start it off. Good way to start us off. Of course, apologies to everyone who doesn't make it. There is too many of these to go through today. A lot of my day was spent listening to these things. All right, next one is from Yabby. Thanks, Yabby.
Lads, what a fucking win. Anyone that says anything about individual players tonight can fuck off. Kelly, Laverde, Cox, Hind, we've all been guilty of getting into them, but they all had some pretty big moments tonight. I think I still managed to tell Ham to fuck off a few times. But in all seriousness, it was one of the great wins and equal contributions from our team. I was pretty scared going in, looking at their 22 versus our 22, but it goes to show that Brad Scott's system's doing well. Go the fucking Dons.
There we go.
Go the Dons.
Yep. Anything to add to that, fellas?
I think he was about spot on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think look, Nick Cox, I just thought he made a few mistakes, and I've been on him all year, but he played. I don't think he should be dropped.
I think he's 3rd or 4th in the club for pressure rating.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a really good sign.
Next one's from Canberra Giants.
Hey boys, just checking in at quarter time here. I hate this club. I'm going to renounce my membership. We're going to get absolutely destroyed in this game. Oh, Toby Green is a well-adjusted player, isn't he? He is. He's a true footballer. And, should win a Brownlow. Should win a Brownlow, yeah. If he doesn't get suspended. But, yeah. Anyway, Giants, they have more history than us, and they're a real club. Greater Western Sydney. I can't think of anything more historical than that. But yeah, anyway, up the Plains, and quarter time. Not looking good for us. So I don't know if we're going to win this game, to be honest.
How's the peanut gallery in the
Yeah,
back?
it was
The
good.
full audience.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't need to send it to us.
Mum and Dad were getting around those jokes.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. just tell it to them. That's good. That's good. Next one is from, well, I'm assuming it was meant to say Toby Green missing, but whoever sent this through has written Tony Green missing. So
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. So shout out to Tony Green. This will be good.
Reports are out Toby Green didn't need a shower after the game because he had a fucking bath by the Essendon Football Club's defenders. Up the Plains.
There we go. Thank you, Tony, for that one. Next one is from Can't Fucking Help Myself. So this will be interesting.
Fuck me. I don't even know how to feel. I don't want to say I'm starting to believe because the minute I do, it's just going to jinx it and they're going to turn around and fucking lose to North next week. What a good win, though. So fucking happy. Can't believe it. Knocking off a premiership favourite. Fuck it, lids off. Bombers new flag favourites. Fucking get around them. Up the fucking Plains.
I like it.
Well, the talk is murmuring now about us being potential contenders now.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Potential contenders.
I still don't even like saying the F word. I don't like saying the F word.
Yeah.
I don't like saying it until we're there.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's funny how superstitious all Bombers fans are.
Oh, very.
It's crazy.
Very.
Yeah.
I was just telling you before that I was happy I didn't watch the game live over the weekend. I feel like I'm Brad Pitt from Moneyball. Like I just sit in the car and go for a drive.
Yeah.
Occasionally turn the radio on, hear the score. I'm like, no, I'm turning it off.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Essendon have given up a 70-point lead coming into the final minute. Anyway, that's Moneyball. Kingo and I used to send each other Moneyball quotes, but they were like Essendon are fired. And my favourite one was like, you know the scene where they go to like pitch what's his name, Chris Pratt, about like, oh, you're going to play first base, and I can't remember which Essendon player it was. Maybe it was Laverty, but it was like, yeah, Laverty, you're going to play full back. Trust me. It's not hard. Tell him. It's incredibly hard. Yeah, fuck. That was a funny day. Hope King as well. Having a baby soon. Anyway, this one is from Nick Hind, a.k.a. Chris Judd.
You know we've turned a corner when Nick Hind is scoring 120 Supercoach points. What a game. I went and watching us on transition defence is absolute chalk and cheese to last year. The midfield rotation with Duz, Colders, Parrish, Merritt, Stringer running through there. It's just, there's so many options. I love it. Awesome atmosphere at the game. And I actually feel like we're good. Not really looking forward to Kingy and all the other fellas on Fox Footy starting to analyse us and say we're good, because we'll probably capitulate and lose to the Roos next weekend. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad juju when all the people start saying we're good. It's like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah,
I don't like this. I don't know what to do.
it's not good.
Yeah.
He just spoke about last season. I was thinking about this today as well. Like, if this season ends up going, let's say we make finals, does last season then look better? Does it look like a better year than it has? Because obviously we all remember it for how we finished, but there were points through last year where we were clearly like competitive. I don't think we were as structured, but like last year, maybe I'm kind of thinking now, maybe that was actually a better year. There was a lot of points throughout the year where we're a pretty decent team. So,
Well, Brad does love saying it's never as good or bad as you think it may be. So, although try telling that to me after a 126-point loss to the Giants, Brad. Anyway, this one's from Addie C. Thanks, Addie C.
I love that the Bombers won, and I love that nearly everyone was a Bomber. Flags, Dons.
What a boss.
The Plains.
yes,
Yes.
Love that.
We love that.
well done.
Yeah.
Great voice note.
Kindergartens everywhere, just Plains chat all day long. Absolutely love it. Speaking of Plains, this one's from More Plains.
How fucking good was that? Nothing better after those fucking idiots beat us by 140 points last year. It was good to get one up on them and, take the momentum into the North game, to the Richmond game following week. So, we should be looking at 8-2 after those games. But yeah, what a fucking win. Up the Plains.
There we go. Let's keep moving. We have a lot of these to get through, unless we're going to cut this short because I want to play as many of them as I can. This one is from Guelfi's Nail Tech. This should be good.
What an absolute fucking banger of a win. Going to keep this one short and sweet. Fucking how good is Matt Guelfi when he is on form and on the field? That bloke can change a game like it is no one's absolute business. Keep the nail polish on for the whole season, mate. We absolutely fucking love it. Up the plains. Flag Dons.
Oh, I almost thought about putting some nail polish on today just to ride that. Couldn't find any though. The Dish. Thank you, The Dish.
Hands touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you, sweet Nicky Hind. Bum, bum, bum. Everybody in the media said that the Bombers wouldn't do it. They couldn't beat the Giants. Well, guess what? Everybody in the media can eat my ass because we got them by 5 goals, baby.
Oh, my God.
Baby.
Oh, my Lord.
Sweet.
Choke on that, baby.
Kind. Ba, ba, ba. See, the Sydney Swans turned me off that song.
Yeah, that's why I can't like it.
But now I'm just going to sing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm singing that. Now I can get around that song again. This one is from Brigger. Thank you, Brigger.
I am edging to Edgington. The lid's fucking off. Don't book anything in September.
That's true. Joel, are you thinking of changing your holiday plans?
No, the lid is still on, but I am back for September anyway.
Okay, smart.
But yeah, it's almost like give me 5 or 6 weeks, and I could be racing to the upgrade to gold membership for guaranteed grand final tickets. But
Surely.
that's in 5 or 6 weeks' time, I reckon.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have this issue, but like my partner's always trying to she'll be like, oh look, we should go on holidays, and I'm like, oh yeah, when you want to go? And then I look at the date, and it's like in the middle of footy finals, and I'm like, no, I'm just not going to go out
How many
of
times
Melbourne.
have we been through this?
It's like you just don't leave Melbourne in September.
Yeah.
Because even if Essendon aren't playing, I still want to watch finals, and I want to be here for that. October, let's go. We can go anywhere in October. I don't care. But September, we stay put.
That's fair.
Croc G. Thank you, Croc G.
Matthew Nichols, that bald dog, can go and get absolutely fucked. Durham is a king.
Poignant.
Your face through that, Joel. You were not enjoying that.
Matthew Nichols. He's the umpire, I imagine.
Yeah. They put the whistle away on Saturday. I mean, when you're at the game and and obviously when the ball's on the side of the ground, it's hard to know when things are free kicks or not. But the crowd was livid most of the game with most things. And I felt a lot of things were just it was a very under officiated game, which I actually prefer to an over officiated game. Felt like a lot just went by.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my comment on that.
I like it.
And that's that.
That's that.
And that's jazz, baby.
That's jazz. Next one's from Corny. Thank you, Corny.
The lid is off for the Essendon Bombers. The Essendon Edge. It's got us this far, and my hot take is that if we keep this consistency up, we make the top 4. If we play the way we are playing right now, we will make the top 4 because we are playing some unbelievable footy. Go the Plains!
Thoughts on that hot take?
That's fair.
Imagine being in the top 4 at the end of the year. That would just be so wild.
Yeah.
Beyond any of my wildest expectations.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah,
it can certainly happen.
I just don't know what to do with myself. I feel like this show is losing its identity as Essendon gets good. It's like I don't know what to talk about when we're good. It's so much easier when we're bad what to talk about. But
yeah,
it's gonna be being like, hey, we're great. Hey,
it's great. We could use a bit of that.
Oh no, we could. We could. I think everyone could, to be honest. But yeah,
I think I was telling you. We might have already spoken about this on the pod, but I was with someone that I hadn't seen for years, like 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he's like he's a Swans fan,
yeah,
and he's like, I've listened to the Sash a few times just because I like the Bombers as well, but he's like, I reckon you'd have some more listeners if you're a bit more positive. And I was like, no, trust me, that's not how
You
it
don't
works.
get it.
Yeah, you
That
don't
is
get
not
it.
how it works at all.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't get it. Trust me.
Go back to Sydney,
Yeah,
mate.
that might work in Sydney. Does not work here.
Correct.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. No, I can tell you that when we have bad losses, the numbers go up. I can safely tell you that the numbers go through the roof. I think it's usually opposition people going, "Let's hear these people suffer."
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, no, the numbers go up when we lose. Who have I got next? Darby. Thank you, Darby.
Hey boys, just got home from the fucking footy. Just getting ready for work tomorrow. Look, trying to make lunch and put in my little lunchbox. I've got all these containers. I just can't find the fucking lid anywhere. Where's the lid? Because I can't fucking. Oh fuck! You know what? I think the fucking lid is off, boys.
Wow.
Oh,
So many lids off.
Yeah, too many.
yeah. We might need to get the drill out and just put it back in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
I reckon.
It can be off for the rest of the show, but into the show, back on. All right. God, there's still so many more of these to get through. I might have to start skipping some. All right. There's Up the Plains. Thanks, Up the Plains.
I haven't watched a game yet. Just at work. Check the score. Fucking guarantee you boys I'll be at home after work watching that game with a box of tissues and a bottle of lotion. Going the fucking way.
Oh, boy. Not sure how that one made the edit. I thought I'd... Okay, never mind. Anyway, God. All right. Okay, there's a whole bunch here that I'm skipping because I didn't like them. All right, here we go. This one's from Joel. Thank you, Joel.
It's 1:44 on Sunday morning, and I just thought I'd send in a hot take because that was fantastic, and I've enjoyed it in my own special way. And
In my own special way.
I think, I don't know. It feels different. I'm feeling good.
Jesse, thoughts on Joel there?
Your Saturday night explains a lot to me. But very
Good
well
night.
put together, actually. Like, I was, you were at some rave and...
I appreciate the timestamp. Just letting everyone know what time you sent that through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I was being conscious not to use any big words or long sentences. I was like, this is going to work better if it's short and sharp and just...
To the point where you
To the
cut
point.
yourself down at your knees a few times. You're like, what am I going to say next?
Yeah, it was like
It
that.
made me feel good.
Yeah, not a word of a lie, though. It did make me feel good.
Yeah, well,
Nice,
same
nice.
here.
Now, we'll get some international flavour for this next couple. A few of our good friends. We've got Garrett in Canada.
We're not shit. What a great game, boys. It was a late start, 11:30 p.m. my time last night. So I watched the first quarter, had to go to bed, get ready for work. Obviously went to bed with a little bit of sour taste in the mouth. But I got to work and watched a fantastic comeback from the boys. My goodness, Matt Guelfi, just so handsome. I mean, so good at footy. Of course, the double-double from Langford. Perkle looked good out there. The package could use a little bit of accuracy kicking, but you got to love contract year package. Now I'm just doing everything I can to keep the lid on and contained. We got a ways to go.
Smart guy.
Keep it up. Thanks, boys. Cheers. Up the plains.
Love him.
Very
Garrett's
good.
one of my
That's funny.
favourites.
Yeah, he is good.
Have you seen that clip of Andrew McGrath? How apparently he does. I think he's on the Sunday Footy Show. How when he speaks to his parents at home, he speaks in a Canadian accent. But when he's just out with people, he speaks how we hear him.
Yeah. Freak.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. To be fair, I actually
Method actor or something.
No, I went to school with a guy who was Malaysian, and I remember hanging out with him, and he had the most ochre accent ever. And then his mum rang him, and then it was like it was a different person on the phone. Like his whole voice switched, and I was just like, and like he didn't realize he was doing it. I was like, Julian, do you realize like you totally changed your voice speaking to your mum? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, it was like you're putting on like doing an impression of someone, like just this thick accent. I think maybe like a foreign word or two in there, and I was like, you don't speak how you speak to me. He's like, oh, I'm pretty sure I do. I'm like,
It does happen. Just hang out with like Greek people for more than 5 minutes, and you're like, "Yeah, I know, man. So bloody footy, huh?"
Yeah.
Garrett, I love how he's like, I had to go to bed because, I had work the next day. But then he's like, as soon as I got to work, I put the footy on. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You could have just watched it.
Yeah, obviously not that busy. Yeah, Garrett, send us your opinion of Andrew McGrath's Canadian accent. Send us your opinion of his accent. We'd love to know. Whilst we're abroad, we'll head from Canada across the Atlantic, and we've got Rory from Scotland.
Oh, yes. Love Rory.
Well, boys, looking for a gig to go and see. Go and see an old concert. Just go and see Swiftie. Go and see Taylor Swift. Nah. Go and see Drake. Bit of rap. Nah. Go to the fucking Nick Hind Revenge Tour. All the fucking hits at Marvel. Fucking go the planes on the bombers.
Bombers. So good.
The Bombers.
Yeah, so good. Love Rory.
Rory needs to have a permanent fixture on this pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I reckon Rory and Garrett should team up and do like an international Dons pod together. It's like international fans. I reckon that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
I'd endorse that. This next one, now, I'm assuming this person, because it gives you the option if you wanted to leave your email address, but this person, in their email address, I can see that their name is Angus. However, their name says Anus. So this is Anus, Anus, and then brackets, stand by herd. So
We aren't shit. We aren't shit. Go the Dons. We're back. Give us the flag already.
There you go.
That was a late Saturday night job.
Yeah.
Early Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
He sounded wiped.
Next one's from Nadsy. Thank you, Nadsy.
Greater Western Sydney? More like the not so great Western Sydney. Up the plains.
Oh,
thank you.
There we go.
Thank you for that.
Is that a voice or that's your real voice?
I'm going.
That's what I want to know.
I'm going real voice.
Real voice?
Yeah, I'm going real voice.
I like it. And the little magpie in the back.
Yep.
Perfect.
Next one is from the Prince of Perth. Thank you, Prince of Perth.
Look, guys, I think I had about an hour's sleep. The other 5 hours I was in bed was just AFL app open, looking at the ladder. We're third. This is a weird feeling. I don't know how to feel about it. Are we good? I'm not sure, but up the fucking plains. Let's go.
It is a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It's a really weird feeling.
Yep.
I don't know.
Foreign feeling.
Foreign, yeah. I think it was 2013 was the last time we were top four this late in the year.
In this realm that we don't venture into very regularly.
No. I feel a bit
the upper realm.
I feel a bit lost.
Yeah. It's strange.
Next one's from the Don Father. Thank you, the Don Father.
We're not shit.
Straight to the point.
I like how people are bringing it back.
Yeah.
We haven't played it for a year at least.
I don't think we've played it.
Last year we would have had to.
I don't know. Last year it got a right flogging. I think maybe after the Port loss we might have referred to it. I don't know if I played it though.
The memories of the faithful are good.
Old Enverbis, that was the name of the person, whoever that mysterious man may be.
That's his claim to fame.
Yeah.
That's a big claim to fame.
Who are you? Oh, I'm the Wish.
Or just
guy,
when we're losing in a pub, he'll just let it out. Like, where shit. And he's like, where is he? And he'll fling out the door. You'll never see me.
Okay, for you to go. We're gonna power through these. This is a long hot takes, but I think everyone's enjoying it. This one is Greater Western Losers.
I was making risotto for lunch with my missus today, and we made a bit too much. So she gets out a Tupperware container and she starts filling it up with the leftover risotto, and she goes to me, "Have you seen the lid?" And I said, "Fuck no, I haven't. We're winning the fucking flag, baby. Woo! We are Essendon. We are Essendon."
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay, for you to go. Next one is from GC from the B, and I've written rude next to it. So let's see if this stays on or not.
You can get it plain defiant.
You can get it slaying the Giants. You can get it beating Toby, the dog. Matter of fact, I'm going to flog. A hard-earned win means a big-ass boner, and the biggest boner right now is mine. Dick bigger.
Yeah.
Go Plains.
That's cut.
That's not cut. That's not cut.
That's a cut.
That is not a cut.
That's a cut.
That's all right.
That's funny enough that I feel like it's okay.
Don't cut that. That's play on.
Oh, fuck.
Mr. PG-13 over here. What ambassador are you?
I don't mind swearing. I just feel like the
sexual innuendos are not for you.
But it's not even like sexual. It's about just dudes flogging themselves. You know, it's not even like clever. I don't know. Yeah.
The amount, like post win, I don't think you understand post win how many voice notes. I reckon 1 in 5 voice notes I get after a win is boner related. Like that's it's just what I get. And I sit there on Monday, it's like boner one, another boner one. I'm like, oh, come on, give me something else, guys. Anyway, all right, 2 to go. Sorry to this next person who has to follow all of that. Jackie, thank you, Jackie. Apologies that you have to follow that conversation. Oh.
Hey guys, loving your podcast, especially when
Thanks,
the Bombers
Jackie.
are winning.
Woo.
Wow, how good is this feeling? I feel like wearing my scarf all day long. It's like we're in a final or something.
Yes.
It's a feeling that I haven't had for a really long time. I was at the game, and when the Giants kicked those couple of goals, I don't know about you, but I never doubted us. I just had this feeling and this energy in the crowd that it was going to be our game, and what a result. I mean, Davey kicking that epic goal, can't bag him now. That was just phenomenal. I can't really bag any player. I feel like everyone played awesome. Also, a week before said, in my head, I said to myself, I'm going to become a Bomber member if we beat the Giants. And I've signed up.
Yes.
I feel excited. The only thing is we're playing North and we're always scared of these games.
Yeah, it's true.
This needs to be a thrashing.
Well said.
It just has to be. I don't want to feel scared for those games anymore. So come on, Bombers. Thrash them. Get that percentage up. Woo!
Yeah. We had this chat off air before we started about how, like, you know, if we're going to be a top 4 team, as some people have said in these hot takes, these next couple of games,
It's going to be 10 goals.
Yeah, I mean,
Minimum.
like, weirdly, I'm more worried about the North game than the Richmond game. And I said to you, Joel, I'm like, we owe Richmond a Dreamtime flogging or two because they have absolutely flogged us. So it'd be nice to kick them while they're down because they've done it to us.
Yep.
North look terrible, but I don't know. I feel like they get up for us.
They do.
They do get up for us.
It's the shin boners.
It is the shin boners. And, you know, Brad, Mackay there. Mackay's going to get booed by the, 10 North fans will be there. So, yeah. Some good points there. Good points.
Thanks, Jackie.
Now, gents, as you know, there's only one way to wrap up this segment.
Of course.
There's only one way. Some say he eats all the cold pies that are left at Marvel Stadium. While others say he has a subterranean lair below AFL House. All I know is his name is Lurker. This is him.
I thought supporting Essendon was more or less a giving thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I went to the game. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't bag them if I tried. Oh, Essendon was out to get me. Now that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all of my dreams. Yes, I went to the game. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. Said I'm a believer. Yeah. I'm a believer. Mighty Bombers.
He almost broke there at the end.
Yeah, he did.
You could see there was a little bit
He
of
stopped
something
lurking.
there at the end. Oh, that was classic.
Good on you, Lurk. Good to hear from you.
I'm a believer if I try.
I haven't thought about that song
I'm gonna go watch.
since it
I'm
came
gonna go watch Shrek after that.
Yeah.
Downhill. Is that Shrek 1 or 2? That song.
First
one.
Yeah, Shrek 1.
Classic. What a great movie. What a great movie.
Maybe is Lurker Shrek? Is that a sign?
He lives in a swamp.
Yeah.
Get out of my swamp.
We're on to you.
We're on to you, Lurker. We will find you.
Does anyone feel like hot charcoal chicken chips right now?
Yeah, I've had dinner, but ooh.
I could. There's one just down the road that I drive past. Have you seen it? The one on is that Smith Street?
Yeah, Smith Street. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real old school, like proper charcoal chicken chips.
I'm loyal to.
Love it.
I'm loyal to Crocs and Roosters. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
loyal.
I'm a big Chargrille Charlie's fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. But the
Yeah.
chips, they're aight. They're like the shoestringies.
I like them.
Have you had?
I do as well.
Have you had El Jana or El Jana?
Yes.
El
Yeah,
Jana. Yeah, they've got one on like High Street Preston, and it's worth the hype.
Shout out to Sydney. That's a Sydney product. Sydney does Portuguese chicken and chips and Lebanese chicken and chips like you wouldn't believe. That's the
Wow.
one thing they've got up there.
Get the hell off this podcast.
But they can't play footy, and I won't hear it.
I won't hear it, especially not the West. But gee, yeah. I mean, maybe that's the reason they played so poorly is that they stocked up on El Jana chicken
Yeah.
pre-game and they were just a bit lethargic.
Can't
But,
blame them.
I'm literally looking at the El Jana chicken website now going, fuck, that looks good. And I've had dinner before I came here. So
No, I'm getting a grilled 2-for-1 because the Bombers got up.
Oh, did you get the message?
Yeah.
Do you have to become a member for that?
You just have to have the app. If you get the message, you should have the code.
This is where our next sponsorship's coming from.
Hold on. How do I get this? Do I have to have the grilled app?
Yeah, so if you're the grilled app and you nominate the Bombers as your team, every time they win, you get 2-for-1 burgers on Monday.
What?
Oh my God. I'm downloading it right now.
Yeah.
And by the way, they aren't our sponsor,
We-
but if
yeah,
anyone
this-
knows grilled people,
Yeah.
we would love to have you on the show.
Yeah,
We'd be thrilled.
unlike the Ticket Verse chat where they are actually our sponsors, this is not sponsored. I just want to get a free burger.
Yeah. Treat yourself. On a Monday after a win, it's a great way to treat yourself.
Great way to treat yourself after a win. I like that. I like that a lot. Boys, great show.
Yep.
Great show. That was lots of fun. That was a hilarious hot take segment. Apologies for those who couldn't get chosen. There were so many to choose through, and sometimes it's only so many boner jokes that I can listen to before I.
And Jackie doesn't deserve to follow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm sorry, Jackie. but-
Hers was great.
I'm sorry, Jackie, but you were the last person to send one through, and of course, we always end with the lurk. So that's the way the cookie crumbled there. But thank you to everyone for sending them through. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. Thank you, First Ever Custom, who've been our brilliant sponsors the last couple of months. They're absolute great fellas. Thanks to Zach and the team. Thank you to all our premium subscribers as well. Preview show on Thursday for the game against North Melbourne. Apparently, Ollie's going to come on. Don't know if that's actually going to happen. I'll probably end up messaging one of you two on a Thursday afternoon going, can you come on the pod?
Sounds about right.
And then Sunday bloody Sunday against North Melbourne, the sexy time of 1:10.
Let's do it.
Woohoo.
Let's be there.
I'm getting down.
Yeah, I'm getting down too.
Yeah, I have an agreement with the missus at the moment because obviously I have a small baby at home that I'm not doing night games because it's a bit hard, it's a bit challenging. But I'm really just like tempted. I'm like, can I somehow trade in this Sunday for going to Dreamtime? Because I'd rather go to Dreamtime.
Yeah, right.
But the other problem is that we have an engagement party on Saturday afternoon for friends of mine that we're going to, which is another added level of things that have to happen. So I don't know. I have some negotiating to do, which is going to be really hard.
So are you going or not? Let's
know.
stop beating around the bush here.
Am I going to the North Melbourne game?
I'm going.
I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Little fella's battling at the moment, but he's okay.
No, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He just needs to feed more. But, babies be babies. Hey, that's all for us tonight. Thank you, everyone. Go the Mighty Bombers. Bye.
Go on the Plains.
Go the boys.